We already know that forces can make objects move, accelerate, or decelerate. Another thing that forces can do is change shape. Sometimes the change of shape will be temporary, such as in a spring. This type of change can absorb and store energy. Instead, a permanent change could occur, such as the destruction of a building. Let's find out a bit more about temporary changes of shape. For example, if you apply a force to an elastic band, it will stretch, get longer, meaning its shape changes. All materials will stretch under tension or shorten when compressed. Elastic materials do not break easily and usually return to their original position after a stretch or a squash. But materials like glass are brittle. They do not change shape easily but can break at force. Materials like clay can change shape at the simplest of touch. A spring is a coiled length of a certain type of metal which can be stretched and squashed by applying a force. Springs can be very useful. For example, springs are included in beds to make sleeping more comfortable and in doors to make the doors close automatically. By experimenting with springs, you can find that springs change length when a force acts on them and they return to their original length when the force is removed. Robert Hooke was a scientist who discovered an important property of springs. Hooke measured the extension in length produced by different load forces on springs. When he plotted his results on a graph, it was a straight line passing through the origin. What we gather from this is that the extension of the spring is proportional to the force applied. We call this relationship the Hooke's law. Now, Hooke's law only applies if you do not stretch a spring too far, and it applies for springs and wires but not for elastic bands. Well, that's all for today. If you preferred it instead of a whack in the face with your textbook, then like and consider subscribing.